Class is now in session.
This is part 6 of the conscious mind. About 2 weeks ago, I had uploaded this video. Antarctic region is political, not physical. But at the time, I did not realize certain similarities as shown here in this picture on the screen. So since then, I've actually uploaded my part 5 to this whole True Conscious series thing. But again, I didn't realize this stuff at that time, and I'm only realizing it just recently. So here's that video. I'm on the World Fact Book page on the CIA.gov. Under references, and it would be regional and world maps. If you see here, they have political and physical maps of these supposed locations or whatever, you know. But Antarctic region, they only have political. They do not have a physical map for the Antarctic region. Anybody know why that would be? I don't need to scroll through this for you. You can go and check it out yourself. But see, all these places, they have physical and political, physical and political, physical and political. All except for the Antarctic region. The Arctic region has physical. I don't know. Here is a picture of the political map of Antarctica. Isn't it also odd, like, how all these countries or places have claims? Where's the United States? Admiral Byrd went there. So yeah, like, when I did that video, it had nothing to do with my True Conscious series that I've been working on, or I really don't even know why I was looking at that stuff, to be honest, but that is why I decided to include it, or include this stuff in this video, because I figured maybe it means something, and maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, I don't know. Maybe I'll figure that out along the way in this. Maybe somebody else will figure it out, but I do find it pretty odd. The similarities here, like the mapping of the brain and the mapping of Antarctica, because the CIA says it's not physical, it's political, and then all these countries are making claims on it. I don't know. There's several different things that has me wondering. Such as this: Vegas shooter's brain probed for hidden diseases. Okay, that's not it. Well, yes, that's part of it, but that's not all. And there's this stuff. China to probe the moon's north and south poles in 2017. Weird. Then just looking at probe. A slender medical instrument used especially for exploration as of a wound or body cavity. To search into or examine thoroughly, question closely, to probe one's conscience. So I don't know why China wants to be probing the moon, for one. But that's not all. There's also probing in Antarctica. Oops. Probe of Antarctica's hidden lakes may yield clues. Blah, 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 blah. Probing the Antarctic. But a probe is a surgical instrument. Let's go back. Oh, slender medical instrument, my bad. Exploration as of a wound or a body cavity, to search into or examine thoroughly, question closely, to probe one's conscience. Yeah, I don't know about this shit. All I know is talk about invasion of privacy, nosy sons of bitches. Okay, so basically, like, if you weren't picking up what I'm throwing down, go back to, like, my past videos where I was relating the brain to Earth, kind of, you know, the way it's portioned out or mapped out or whatever. You got the hemispheres, and then see there, the right side of the brain. So China wants to probe the moon? Maybe it's not the moon. Maybe it's that feminine side of the brain. Who the hell knows? Hopefully you know what I'm saying. Alright, and moving on. So, from the last video that I did on part 5, since then I added some notes here. And so what I did is, so this is the masculine side, the left hemisphere. So, masculine, you think male, and then you got he, him, his. So, his reptilian brain. So too much of the masculine side of the brain leads to reptilian brain, and how you can remember his, him, male. This side, the right hemisphere, feminine, so female, she, her, hair, hairy, like when you think of a beast or cattle or any animal, you know, hairy. So instead of his, it's her, his and hers, her, hair, hairy. Then you can also do she, shh. So this side is to remain quiet, and it speaks in this form. It doesn't use the tongue. It uses art, creativity, and then this side does the speaking. So this guides and this produces, if that makes sense. I sure hope you guys get this, because sometimes I question. So this hiss, and this side has to shh. So another thing, back to Adam and Eve, how we would have known that the serpent would have been Adam rather than Eve, because Eve was created for Adam as his partner, whatever, and was to devote herself to him, Anyway. Alright, so now that we know what it is that the rulers of the world, controllers of the world, that they want to keep separated in each and every one of us, like the left and right hemispheres of our brains, and then what happens when one is more dominant than the other. So this is stuff I've already touched on in my previous videos. I'm not saying I just did this within the last, 3 minutes, 10 minutes. So this is stuff I've already touched on. The video that you're watching right now is part 6 of this little series that I'm doing. Anyway, so now that we know all that, and then we do know a little bit of the imbalance and separation, because I did touch on that in my part 2 video. I didn't get too into depth there because I didn't want to lose anybody right off the start. I figured I'd just do a little bit of explanation and then get into the detail of what happens and whatnot. So part 2, I did start on the separation and imbalance. So I'm going to continue from where I left off there. And I already mentioned how it does start with doctor visits when you're in your mother's womb. So then from that point, it's like once you pop out, you got everybody and their freaking dog asking you what you want to be when you grow up. What profession do you plan on, choosing as your career for what's your life path? Not even shitting you. The second you pop out of your fucking mother's womb, okay? Career exploitation. That's a good way to put it. So it's like, hey, little toddler that can barely speak, what do you want to be when you grow up? Yo, dude, what the fuck do you mean, what do I want to be? Oh, can I be a tiger? Can I be an animal? A bear? Can I be Superman? Oh, but no, then your dreams are put to rest. And then it doesn't even end there. It's stereotypes. Stereotypes begin. Labels. Judging people by what they're wearing, or, it's a joke. That's what it is. And this all starts elementary school, if not sooner. So if you're sent to preschool, if you're sent to a daycare, the second you pop out of your mommy's belly, you got family asking you this shit. And for what? And for who? People like Henry Kissinger and the Rothschilds or Bernie Sanders or whoever the fuck this dude is in this meme. You catch what I'm saying? We are pushed to, we have been exploited to careers for these people so they can live. And it's kind of funny though, because that at some point in life that does stop, those questions stop, but the stereotyping doesn't. And the whole career thing, it just turns into, what the hell are you gonna do with your life, Billy? But I have the perfect song for this. So I don't have to explain it. It'll take me 10 years. And here I'm going to share just a couple of screenshots I got off Pinterest. But they're just screenshots of different shows, TV shows, that, like, I remember watching when I was growing up, and I'm sure many other people my age remember watching as well. I'll be 26 here in a couple months, but really, who's counting? I shouldn't even say that. But yeah, so here's different screenshots of different shows that we're just basically mirroring what was like actually happening in kids my age, children my age, like our own lives at that time. But we didn't know, you know. So majority of these shows, more often than not, the parents were never around. Many of the characters, being children, just didn't have parents. And then if it wasn't that they didn't have parents or their parents weren't around, it was that their parents sent them off to live with family members or to go to boarding schools and whatnot. But needless to say, a lot of these characters spend a lot of time at school. These shows very rarely I guess I wouldn't say advertise, but along those lines, you didn't see family time going on a lot here. It was just children running around, not running around necessarily all the time, but they were taking care of themselves or at school. You know, there's just no family. And then a lot of these, so like Brace Face here, they end up having these powers. So that's so Raven could see into the future. Brace Face, when the wires in her mouth, like on her braces, would act all weird or something, like they would pick up different frequencies. I don't know how to explain it. So some of these characters had powers, they could see into the future and whatever. Anyway, so here's a bunch of screenshots. I'm gonna stop talking about them. If you want to research them, go for it. Their names are included on the pictures, except for The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I don't think that one had a title to it, but I'm sure you could pick that one out. Anyway, so you can enjoy these screenshots with a little song here.
I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads about Shakespeare's classics. I was never taught how to vote. They devoted that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead, I studied the old American West. I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat, I was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his women. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I was never taught my human rights. Apparently there's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know squat about trading stocks or how money works at all. Where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not taught to budget and disperse my earnings. I was too busy there rehearsing cursive. Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid or what an affidavit is, but I spent days on what the quadratic equation is. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid, or how to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes, or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it, because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool, because now I can tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught present-day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless, what should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts, or how to help my depressed friend with a mental state? No, but learn mental maths, because you won't have a calculator with you every day. They say it's not the kids, the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but not for when you actually have a kid when you want one. I'm only fluent in this language, but serious, the rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? You chose to solo over the political system, so like a typical citizen, now I don't know what I'm voting on. Which policies exist or how to make them change me? Oui, je parle un peu de français. So at 18 I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never ever been presented with. But I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated, and insist these pointless things don't stay in school.
And in all actuality, like, none of that other shit matters either. But we are led to believe that it does, and we're thrown right into it, tossed into it, like baptism by fire, right? But everything that ever had to do with that in our lives, like, our parents ran, but then our parents were never around to teach us because we were sent to the babysitter at the school district. And the funny thing is there's a saying, and it goes, you will never be given the education to overthrow who's in power. And whoever's in power is the one that's controlling the fucking school system. And, like, how pathetic is it that at school, seniors in high school, they send military people to come and recruit. And so people, seniors in high school, go with it because they do want to do what's right. But little do they know that their enemy is here at home, their own government. But that's why they're the ones who are sent off. I mean, you have to be 40 or something dumb like that to become president, but the military, oh, straight out of high school. Yeah, I'm not feeling the mood to talk today. Happens often. So I'm gonna let the music and pictures do that for me. The pictures are just more screenshots and basically focusing on stereotypes. And then when you want to, like, make an argument on this type of stuff, or defend people, you know, and I'm saying defend, you aren't finding offense, you still get called a motherfucking snowflake. I don't even know what a snowflake really is, like, other than that shit that falls from the sky. But anyway, so that's the first thing that people automatically think of. You're an entitled millennial crybaby snowflake. It's like, bitch, I'm none of those things you just said. And you were actually saying it to somebody else. I'm just here to defend them. And not only that, to let you know how fucking stupid you sound. Like, stop acting a fool. Everybody. You're dumb. And the funny thing is, it's like not even millennials, the ones who are finding offense in all this stuff, that I see anyway, or that I experience. It's the older generations, the ones who push religion. They preach it, but they don't walk the talk.